This year at the Davis Cup Finals, only one top 10 player participated. It was Germany's Alexander Zverev. World, no. One Carlos Alcaraz wanted to feature.
Oh.
But an injury that he suffered during the ATP Finals title clash against arch-rival Jannik Sinner forced him to withdraw from the event. Alcaraz and Sinner would have clashed for the 7th time this year, because Italy and Spain reached the final. Italy was without its star player, Sinner, as well as Lorenzo Musetti. The 4-time Grand Slam champion wanted to have an extra week off so that he could start his preseason early. Musetti, who was playing non-stop tennis and also qualified for the ATP Finals, decided to focus on rest and recovery instead of heading to Bologna. Many think the popularity of the Davis Cup is waning because the top players, instead of participating in one more event, choose to focus on rest and recovery because of the 11-month tennis calendar. Rafael Nadal, who has helped Spain win the Davis Cup 5 times, has suggested a way of reviving the event. I want to be honest about this. The Davis Cup was great when all the conditions were right for the best players in the world to participate every time. My solution is to have a winner every 2 years. Rafael Nadal told El Largaroidally defended its crown for the 2nd consecutive time, scripting history by completing the three-peat. It was at the Davis Cup last year that Nadal called time on his illustrious career. Spain lost in the quarterfinals 2-0 at the hands of the eventual runner-up, Netherlands Bjorn Borg, who is the greatest of all time between Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic. Bjorn Borg recently sat for an interview with Marca. Among other topics, he was asked who he thinks is the greatest of all time between Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, and Novak Djokovic. Borg picked the 24-time Grand Slam champion. First Djokovic, then Nadal and Federer. Tied. Bjorn Borg said Borg was also asked who would win if he played Nadal on clay and Federer on grass. The 69-year-old said both Nadal and Federer would win. If I play my best tennis, and he does too, Nadal wins. Because we're talking about a different game. Tennis wasn't the same in my generation as it was in the era of Rafa, Federer, and Djokovic. What Nadal did at Roland Garros is unique and will never be seen again in sports. It's the greatest thing that's ever been done. Federer was the first player of the legendary Big Three to call time on his career. He did it at the 2022 Laver Cup, where he paired up with Nadal. Federer and Nadal won their last major at the 2018 Australian Open and the 2022 French Open. But Djokovic is still chasing his 25th Grand Slam title. The 38-year-old played the semifinals of every Grand Slam event this year. At the Australian Open, a hamstring injury forced him to give the walkover to eventual runner-up Alexander Zverev. Then at the French Open in Wimbledon, Jannik Sinner knocked him out in straight sets. Carlos Alcaraz denied his progression at the US Open by knocking him out in straight sets. Djokovic ended the season with 2 titles. He first became the 3rd man, after Jimmy Connors and Roger Federer, to win 100 or more titles by defeating Hubert Hurkacz in the Geneva Open final. Then, in the first edition of the Hellenic Championship, Djokovic lifted his 2nd ATP 250 title of the season by defeating Lorenzo Musetti. The Serb then skipped the ATP Finals for the 2nd consecutive time.